Good morning, students. Welcome to Class 9 Geography class. We welcome all the students of Standard 9 as well as the students who want to improve their information regarding the geography. In the previous video, we had discussed about the factors which are responsible for the shape that is forming on the earth's surface. There were two types of forces. One was endogenic forces, another one was exogenic forces. In the previous video, we have discussed elaborately regarding the endogenic as well as the exogenic forces. Now I would like to continue from here. You people might have been remembering that I had told you that a big continent was there, and the big continent was Pangaea. This Pangaea was broken down almost 200 millions years ago. 200 million years ago, it was broken down into two supercontinents. One was the supercontinent of North India, Northern Hemisphere, not North India, Northern Hemisphere. It was called Laurasia, and the supercontinent of the Southern Hemisphere, it was called the Gondwana land. Supercontinent of the Northern Hemisphere and supercontinent of the Southern Hemisphere. They started drifting, this Laurasia started drifting towards the north. This breaking down of Pangaea took place 200 million years ago. Further, Gondwana land was also broken down about 100 million years ago. The continent India was separated from the Gondwana land, and it is said, the new research says, that the India and the Australia remain a separate plate for about 3 million years. इतने दिन तक ये दोनों प्लेट अलग अलग रहा. Then they both diffuse and become a single plate. That's today we call it as the Indo-Australian plate. आज जो हम इंडो ऑस्ट्रेलियन प्लेट कहते हैं, ये शुरू से एक सिंगल प्लेट नहीं था. It was earlier in the two parts. One was the India, another one was the Australia. These diffuse and become a single plate. It is called Indo-Australian plate. This Indo-Australian plate starts moving towards the northeast. If we draw we can say it was roughly the diagram of Pangaea. When it was breaking down, these parts starts moving towards the north. It was further broken down into India and Australia, and this plate get diffused, become a single plate, and it starts moving towards the northeast. ये प्लेट भी नॉर्थ ईस्ट की तरफ मूव करना शुरू कर दिया. Still, the Indo-Australian plate is moving towards the northeast direction, and the Big Eurasian plate is also moving towards the north direction, but their speed is very slow. The Eurasian plate is moving with a speed of 2 centimeter per year, and Indo-Australian plate is moving with a speed of around 5 centimeter per year. अगर गैप देखा जाए तो दोनों में Indo-Australian plate is crushing towards the Eurasian plate. When this plate starts moving, in between this long time, we found in between the water bodies, it was sedimented and sedimentary rocks were deposited here. This sea was named as Tethys. Tethys. This was known as the Tethys. The sedimentary rocks that were deposited in the Tethys were compressed, and when this compressed, it started becoming into the folded mountain. In the world, we have only 4 fold mountain. The youngest is the Himalaya, is the youngest fold mountain that we have. The name of the 4 fold mountains are that Himalaya, you know it, it is in Asia. Alps is in Europe, Rocky in North America, and Andes in South America. Only these are the 4 fold mountains that we have. Now the Himalaya, we are talking about the Himalaya, the physical features of India. Among the physical features of India, we will discuss about the formation of Himalaya. When the sedimentary rocks between the Eurasian plate and the Indo-Australian plate get compressed due to the relative movement of the Indo-Australian plate towards the much bigger Eurasian plate. When these compressed, it started forming in the form of fold mountain. If this diagram shows fold mountain, बीच का compress हो गया, उठ गया. The Himalaya is in the form of an arc. It is forming an arc. This arc has 3 range. It is asymmetrical in nature. What is the asymmetrical means? Means it can be made symmetric by folding it. Now, this one is the northernmost, and this one is the southernmost. The 3 ranges of Himalaya are there. It has a name. It is Himadri, then Himachal or Lesser Himalaya or Shivalik. Himadri, Himachal or Lesser Himalaya and Shivalik. The 3 ranges are there. The northernmost is the Himadri, but it is called the inner Himalaya. Why it is called the inner Himalaya? देखने में तो हमसे बहुत ज्यादा दूर लगता है, बाहर लगता है, चाइना की साइड में लगता है, लेकिन हम उसको इनर हिमालय कहते हैं. Why do we say it as the inner Himalaya? What is in there? A little bit mathematics will be there. In class 9, we will go through the same process. It is forming an arc, and if it is forming an arc, we take the points, 3 points on it. To make just see understand, if an arc is given, then if we take the 3 points on it and join these points, and we make the perpendicular bisector of this line segment and also the perpendicular bisector of this line segment. It means it is an intersection point. It means all the points on this line is equidistant. This means this part, and this part will be equal. Then taking this point as the center and this one as the radius, if we draw a circle, it can be completed. It means from an arc, given arc, we can complete a circle. It means this is an arc. It means it might be a circle may be drawn. In the same way with this one or that one. Since this arc is facing towards the north direction, the center will be somewhere in that direction itself, in the northernmost part. The circle or arc which is closest to center is called inner part. That's why the Himadri is also called the inner Himalaya. Himalaya is the name has been originated from the Sanskrit word. It means it is the abode of ice. Abode of ice, barf ka ghar, him ka alay, him ka ghar. Abode of ice, abode of snow. These 3 parallel ranges, now we will discuss about these parallel range separately. What is this parallel range? First range that we are discussing, it is your Himadri. This Himadri is around 2400 kilometers long and its width vary from 350 kilometers in Pakistan to around 150 kilometers in India, Arunachal Pradesh. The westernmost point of Himalaya means Himadri. It is Nanga Parvat. Nanga Parvat. Western point is considered as the Nanga Parvat. It is right now in Balochistan, Gilgit, Baltistan, that is in Pakistan. It is Pakistan occupied. Then the easternmost boundary, it is called the Namcha Barba. Namcha Barba. We have got the western point, we have got the eastern point. It is in Arunachal Pradesh. It is in Gilgit, the part that is in the dark regions, it is goes into the Pakistan. So we have got the Nanga Parbat, it is in the western point, and Namcha Barba make it the eastern boundary, eastern point. Its average height goes to 6,000 meters. It has many prominent peak of the world. The highest peak of the Himadri or Himalaya, it is your Mount Everest. Its height 8,848, or it is also 8,850 meters. Generally, its height is 8,848 meters, but since the height of Himalayas is still increasing, the new research says that its height has gone to the 8,850 meter approximately. It is in Nepal. It is not the highest peak in India. The highest peak in India is Kanchenjunga. The Kanchenjunga lies in the Sikkim. It has 8,586 meters. It is the highest peak in India at present. You may find about the Godwin hosting K2 also. But K2's height of the K2 is more than the Kanchenjunga, but K2 is not considered the highest peak in India because it just goes into the POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir. That's why it is not been considered as the highest peak in India. The highest peak is Kanchenjunga in India. It means about Himadri we have got it. What we have got it? It is 2400 kilometers long. What is base width? Its base width is 350 kilometers in the Pakistan and 150 kilometers in the Arunachal Pradesh in India. We have discussed the western boundaries, it is the Nanga Parvat, and eastern boundary, it is the Namcha Parvat. Then we have discussed the highest peak. The highest peak is the Mount Everest. It lies in the Nepal and China, and highest peak in India, it is Kanchenjunga, which is 8,586 meters. Himachal. The second row of Himalaya is called the Himachal that we have or Lesser Himalaya. Himachal or Lesser Himalaya. Its average height ranges from 3,700 meter to 4,500 meter. 3,700 meter to 4,500 meters. And the width base is around 50 kilometers. It ranges from 10 to 50 kilometers. Many hill stations are there in Himachal itself. It has also most prominent ranges. The longest range, it is your Pir Punjab range. It is the longest range that is found. Other than this one, we have the another range also. Dhola Dhar. We have also Mahabharat range. Dholadhar range, Mahabharat range, Pir Punjab range is the longest range, and Mahabharat range has been named another name. It has been given the Lesser Himalaya. We have discussing that Himalaya has been made up of the sedimentary rocks, and in previous class you have read it, when the sedimentary rocks goes under high temperature and pressure, then it is further break up and converted itself into a metamorphic rocks. So we can say the Himalaya is made up of sedimentary and metamorphic rocks. So two ranges we have got is the first, the northernmost, it was the Himadri. The second one, it is the Himachal. The third one is the Shivalik. This Shivalik range Shivalik. Actually, this Shivalik range is not made from the compression of the rocks. It was not made at the same time when the Himadri and the Himachal were formed. It was the deposit of the sediments brought from these two ranges. It means it is the deposition of all the sediments that were brought it. It is called Shivalik. Its average height ranges from 900 to 1100 meters. The width is around 10 kilometers. The valley between these two means Himachal and the Shivalik is called dunes. And as soon as the word dunes comes, many names comes to your mind like Dehradun, Kotli Dun, Patli Dun. These are the longitudinal valley. Dunes are actually the longitudinal valley between the Himachal and Shivalik, Lesser Himalaya and the Outer Himalaya. It can be said the Shivalik can also be told as the Outer Himalaya. This division of Himalaya we have got on the basis of their longitudinal division. जैसा ये फॉर्मेशन था, इसके हिसाब से हमने हिमालय को 3 कैटेगरीज में डिवाइड कर दिया गया है. दिस जो 3 कैटेगरीज है वो है तुम्हारा हिमाद्री, हिमाचल एंड शिवालिक. Then we further divide or locally name the Himalaya on the basis of the river system which make it up. This roughly I have drawn the Himalaya. Due to river system, it has been further classified. Indus River and Satluj River. The Himalaya between the Indus River and the Satluj River is called Punjab Himalaya. It is also known as the Kashmir Himalaya. Punjab Himalaya and the Kashmir Himalaya. This part. Further, we have started naming it. If we name it, then it is Himadri, Himachal, and it is Shivalik. Himadri, Himachal, and Shivalik. But this part has been named as the Punjab Himalaya, or we can say it is your Kashmir Himalaya. Then another rivers that divide it. Satluj to काली रिवर्स उत्तराखंड में आएगा. बाउंड्री ऑफ यहां से नेपाल शुरू हो जाती है. ये काली रिवर इज ऑल्सो नोन एज शारदा रिवर. काली रिवर कर्नाटक में भी है. दैट्स व्हाई टू मेक यू not to get confused, I am writing over here Sharda River. It's also known as the Sharda River. Kali rivers, it is known as Sharda River. The Himalaya between the river Satluj as well as the Sharda River, it is known as Kumaon Himalaya or Himachal Himalaya because it lies in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Uttarakhand also lies there. ये जो शारदा रिवर है, काली रिवर निकलती है ऑलमोस्ट एट द बाउंड्री ऑफ द नेपाल एंड उत्तराखंड. उत्तराखंड और नेपाल के बाउंड्री से निकलती है. अब यहां से आने के बाद यहाँ यहाँ पर एक अलग रिवर निकलेगा जो एक्चुअली यहाँ नहीं आती है, वो चली जाएगी. इट इज योर तीस्ता. तीस्ता रिवर्स, इट मीन्स इट ओरिजिनेट इन द अरुणाचल प्रदेश. मतलब कि ईस्टर्न बाउंड्री ऑफ नेपाल. On the eastern boundary of Nepal, it is the Tista River. So Himalaya between the Sharda or Kali, better so Kali, will find every word Kali, but to make you understand, don't get confused between the Kali river of South India. Kali and Tista, it is called Nepal Himalaya. Kashmir or Punjab Himalaya, Kumayu Himalaya. Then it is called Nepal Himalaya, and Bihang, which also come to be known as in Assam it comes Brahmaputra. अरुणाचल प्रदेश में उसका नाम दिहांग है, तो दिहांग होने का उसका नाम क्या होगा? Assam Himalaya. It means we have bifurcated the Himalaya on the basis of river. One is between the Indus, means we can say it is the western part, Indus and the Satluj. Then we find between Satluj and the Sharda or Kali. Then we find Kali and the Tista. Then we find Tista and the Dihang, which came to be known as the Assam. This division that we made it the Himalayan. So a rough idea that we have got it about the Himalaya, that is formation, how it was formed due to the movement of the tectonic plates. Himalaya was formed. We have also discussed the fold mountains of the world and why Himalaya is called the fold mountain, because sedimentary rocks were folded. जो ऐसे था fold होके मुड़ के ऐसे हो गया. That's why we say the fold mountain. We have also told you the four fold mountain of the world. One is Himalaya in Asia, Alps in Europe, Rocky in North America, and Andes in South America. In these four mountains, the longest mountain is the Andes, and with the highest peak, it is Himalaya. Himalaya has the highest peak and is the longest mountain range in the world. It is in the South America, western margin of the South America. You will find it is the Andes. Then we have bifurcated Himalaya in India. It has three categories, three groups, three prominent parts. One is Himadri, Himachal, and Shivalik. Shivalik was made from the deposits of sediments that were brought from Himadri and Himachal. We have also further divided Himalaya on the basis of river that bifurcated locally. Its name is there. It is between Indus and Satluj. Then we have got Satluj and the Sharda or Kali. Then we have between the Kali and the Tista. Then we have got between Tista and the Dihang. If Himalaya is so prominent, then what are the importance of Himalaya for Indian peoples? Because we are just going through the physiographic division of India, one prominent division, that is the northern Himalaya. If the northern Himalaya is there, it has any benefit? Yes. Himalaya contribute many benefit to Indians. The most important, that it stops the monsoon wind. We will discuss in the climate chapter about the monsoon. The monsoon winds stop the monsoon wind and make the monsoon wind to rain in India. The flora and fauna is found in the western part of India, western part of the Himalaya. In India, it is found in the western part. The northern part, it is dry region. Then it stops the cold wind that is blowing through the Trans-Siberian areas and make our country becoming too much cold during the winter season. Since it is the abode of snow, so due to the continuous melting of snow, the many perennial rivers emerges from it. Since the perennial rivers emerges, so we have sufficient water, and on these flowing rivers we have made the dams and we are generating the electricity. We have the forest. In forest many herbs and shrubs are found. Then it protects us from the cold wind that is coming from the Siberia regions. It helps in the rain. It stops the monsoon wind and make it rain in India itself. We will discuss in the climate chapter कैसे कहाँ बारिश होती है, मेघालय में इतनी ज्यादा बारिश क्यों हो जाती है. That we will discuss in that one chapters. We are discussing how Himalayas important for us. It gives us shelter for many animals, and it also provides many herbs and shrubs. It means till we have got a little bit idea about the formation of Himalaya and how it is important for the India. This part is finished. Thank you.